welcome back to my channel. My name is Addie and today we are doing another reading vlog, and today's reading vlog is just a very cozy autumnal vibe. That's what we're going for. I'm not really having any certain themes over like the reading choices, but the theme overarching like all the activities that we're doing, the reads are pretty autumnal and fit the vibe of like spooky season, and we're gonna be doing some fall activities. It's just gonna be a very fall vlog yet again because that's all I'm capable of making these days apparently. So let's get into what I will be reading this vlog. So I have 3 books I would like to get to. This is gonna be a shorter vlog just because I want to post it by next Tuesday, and today is Tuesday. Usually I give myself longer than a week to film, but right now we just have a week. So we'll see how much I finish in this week time frame. But the first book I actually have already started, and it's The Institute by Stephen King. I am so loving this so far. I picked this up because it was a recommendation from my mom and she loves the show, and I was like, let me see what all the hype is about because I do love Stephen King. So this one follows this kid Luke who was stolen from his parents in the middle of the night. They killed his parents. They took him to an institute where they do these tests on these kids with super abilities, kind of like telekinesis or telepathy. And there is a front half and a back half, and you don't want to go to the back half. Everyone ends up going to the back half, but like no one knows what happens there and they're very scared of it. And it basically follows Luke throughout his time at the institute and trying to get out. It's a very scary place. Like, it's terrifying. They're not nice to these kids. They're like lab rats pretty much. But so far I'm really enjoying it. It started off really slow because it started off with another character. I'm not sure where he'll play in yet, but once we got to Luke's story, I'm really liking it. It reminds me a lot of Stranger Things. I think Stephen King might have gotten some inspiration from there, but who knows. It's definitely interesting so far to be reading a newer book by Stephen King, because all the ones I've read have been like from the 80s, and his writing style is definitely easier to read now. He's adjusted. I'm on page 192, so I'm hoping to get some big progress done on this tonight. It's only 4:50. I have to go to an open house for the school that I'm doing like student teaching stuff at, or like practicum at, so I'll be there for like an hour, but I'll be back by 7 and we'll lock in on this. And then other books that I would like to read in this vlog is Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. I'm so excited about this one. I've had it on my TBR for probably like 2 years now, and I've heard phenomenal things about it. I just downloaded an audio, so I think this is gonna be a book that I read while I do like miscellaneous tasks, which I have a lot right now. This semester's slowly killing me, I swear to God. But this seems so perfect for like spooky season. I know it's about this small town where there's this house, Starling House, and there's tons of like myths and lore around this house, and a lot of intrigue, a lot of fear, and everyone has like their own kind of urban legends about this house. But Opal is very intrigued by this house, and she feels very drawn to it, and she ends up working for the guy who lives at the house to help pay for her brother's school, and the whole town is like in an uproar because they're like, girl, bad news. And she's like, listen, it's not so bad. So yeah, she's definitely torn between the two and doesn't really know what to believe. I am very excited to see what it's about, because like anything involving like a spooky haunted house with a lot of lore, sign me up. And it sounds like a really good pick for like fall. And then the last book I would really like to read this week is The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni, particularly because I love this series so far. I'm really loving it, and the last one ended on a ginormous cliffhanger, so I would love to pick this up and see what happens next. This one I can't say too much about because it's the second one in the series, but the first one, The Prison Healer, follows our girl Kiva, who's sentenced to life in this death prison at 7, which is crazy, and she has the job of the prison healer. And it follows her doing these like 4 elemental trials that like are pretty much a death sentence to earn her freedom. And this one kind of continues on with Akiva's story, and the story is crazy picked up at the end of the first one, so I'm very excited to get to the second. This is the only one in the thing that's not like explicitly fall, but it is like a YA fantasy, high fantasy moment, so it's fall. I view it as kind of like a fall read. So that's the TBR. I'm very excited about this one. I'm really liking the Institute so far, so we're off to a fabulous start. I'm probably going to start Starling House relatively soon because I have to clean my apartment, so definitely ample audiobook listening time. Also, time for audiobook is I am making huge progress with the Sophie hood. So this is like the hood, not this, or I think so. I actually don't really know how, no. this is how it works. I'm making really, really good progress with the Sophie hood. So I'm almost done with the hood part, and then I just have to do the other side of this flap, which is like very, very repetitive. Once I have that done, I'll be done. Also, I have to do a mattress stitch to do this, which is something that I will have to learn how to do. But I'm hoping, I'm not going to finish this week, obviously, but I'm hoping to make really good progress with it because I've been working on this for almost a year and I want to move on to something else. I want to do something else with my time. But I'm honestly very proud of myself for not just giving up on it, because if I can't do this, I can't do a sweater. You know, I have to prove to myself that I can do this before I jump into a sweater. Little knitting update, but I have made a lot of progress on the hood. And then journaling this week, I have to do my Hobonichi spread. I also was thinking this week, I'm like, I'm yearning to do a journal, like a book journal spread. And I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And I'm like, oh my God, I realized I never did my October spread, and it's October 14th. So that is high on the priority list this week. So I'll definitely be doing that. And then I also, tomorrow, I'm very excited. My night class on Wednesday got canceled. So I think in lieu of that time, I'm going to be making cinnamon rolls, and I'm so excited. I haven't had a cinnamon roll in a very long time because of like my health stuff, but I've recently been experimenting with yeast, and it is something I've been tolerating, which is so lovely. So I am going to work with yeast a little bit more and make myself some cinnamon rolls. I just want to do a very like fall activity, and I used to always have cinnamon rolls in the fall and I didn't make them, but I had them, and it's definitely something I want to have again. So we're gonna be making those tomorrow night. I'm very excited. In every vlog I always try to do some kind of like craft, journal, and baking. So I think we have all three of those points hit. I'm also very, very excited for this weekend because my boyfriend's family has a cabin up north, and we will be going there for a night, and I always get done a ton of reading up there because I don't get service. So I'm very excited to read and knit until my heart desires. And I'm also excited because it's so pretty up north in Wisconsin, if you didn't know, during the fall months, because like just the foliage is so good. So we'll be going up there together. We're gonna get our autumnal shots, of course. I think that's the plan. Am I gonna get done everything in a week span? No, because I'm slow and I am unfortunately booked and busy this semester. So I'm going to get started on the Institute and Starling House. Then maybe if I'm feeling it, the Gilded Cage. You guys know I read a lot of books at once, but we'll see what I'm feeling. Right now I'm definitely feeling the Institute just because I've already started it and I'm very intrigued to see what happens next. And I'm definitely going to listen to Starling House, start that a little bit tonight, and do a little bit of my Hobonichi as well tonight, just because if I don't keep it up, I never will. So we're going to do that, and first I have to go to my school's open house, and then I'll be back and we'll get some good reading done. Wednesday, I thought I would hop in and do a little update. I actually have made incredible amounts of progress. Ever since I have blocked myself on TikTok like an iPad baby, I have gotten so much more reading done and so much more crafting done. Like, it's like kind of rewiring my brain. I'm really trying hard to stop being so dependent on TikTok, and like it's kind of working because my reading has been getting a lot better. Anyway, first things first, as you guys just saw, I just did my Hobonichi, which I've been so good about being very consistent with, which I'm pretty proud of. I've been doing it since like early September. I've been really good, and I really like knowing which books I finished that week and just being able to look back at like my year in total. So this has been a lot of fun to get back into. So got the Hobonichi done for the week, even though it's Wednesday. I did last week's, but I did the journaling on Sunday, and that's like what really counts. So you can put in the pictures, whatever. Other little piece of news, I went to my favorite yarn shop because I like to try and support like small yarn businesses. First off, the yarn is better. I had to get another. I was getting a little nervous looking at my skein for the Sophie hood, so I picked up another, like, just in case I needed another one. Also, I just really love this yarn, so if I don't end up using it, maybe I can like knit or crochet like a pair of like gloves to go with it. I think that would be really cute. I'm already like thinking about my next project. I probably still have like a month of working on the Sophie hood, but that's okay. I've been thinking about my next project, and I really want to knit the step-by-step sweater by Florence by Mills. I feel like that will be a really good beginner sweater. So I ended up getting this yarn to do my step-by-step. Also, I love the local yarn shop because I could literally just like show them the pattern and be like, hey, what yarn should I use for this? And this is one of the yarns they recommended, and I think it's so pretty. I got the Originally Lovely Fluff Argan Weight in the shade Wolf, and it's gonna be so pretty. As you can tell, I really love like this brown color on me, so I thought I would play it safe and do a brown. I was thinking of doing green, but then none of the yarns that they recommended came in a green that I was like particularly fond of, so I went with a brown. But now that that is out of the way, let's chat a little bit about some reading updates. I have an update on the Institute, and I've actually been listening to a ton of Starling House. I've made so much progress. Like, when I listen to an audiobook of things, I don't realize how far I've gotten until like I look down. I'm like, oh, I'm halfway through. So I would have done an update earlier on Starling House, but I was listening to so much audio. And I also have made it to page 290, and I want to talk about this first because I'm really loving it. I read a ton last night, like just 100 pages like straight. This book is so good. So as I said in the beginning, it's following Luke as he is navigating this institute, and last night I got to a part where like he genuinely is so smart. So last night he did something where I was like so not expecting the story to go that way, and I love that about Stephen King. I feel like he always takes it in a direction that you never really see coming, which has been really fun to read. Also, there's this one character in this book. He's another kid in the Institute. His name is Avery. He's like 10 years old. He's just the cutest little thing in the entire world. I'm obsessed with him. So as I said, like he'd either have telekinesis or telepathy, and some people like it's just like not that strong. Like there's like a range of it. Like some of the kids like accidentally move things, or like can only read someone's mind if it's like really loud, if it's a really loud thought. He can just read minds. Like he's very strong in that department, but he's 10 and he's just like acts kind of like a baby. He doesn't like realize that like it's rude to tell people like their thoughts, and it's so funny. Like you'll like Luke will be like deep in thought. Luke will like be thinking about like this crush he has on this girl, and he'll be like, Luke likes Kalisha, and it's like, all right, kid. Thanks for that. He's just so funny to me, and he's just such a gem. He's so precious, and if he dies in this book, I'm gonna lose it. I'm genuinely gonna lose it. And Stephen King is not afraid to kill people, and that, or children, and that scares me. We'll see. My one critique of Stephen King, and I've noticed it in a plethora of things, really, by maybe not like maybe just it, but I'm noticing it in this as well. He stays sexualizing children. In it's really bad, but in this one it's in the perspective of a kid like having a crush on another girl, or like, you know, he's being a 12-year-old boy, but I'm just like a little bit like oh my gosh, sorry, I do this every time. She just kind of sat down and made herself cozy. I love her deeply. Anyway, that's something that I don't terribly love. But one thing I do find fascinating in this book is the Institute is a literal hell. Like, it is, they're doing catastrophic things to these children. And it's interesting that like the adults don't really see that what they're doing is flawed. These adults are so sadistic. I am just like appalled. Like, I like am cringing as I'm reading the things that they are doing to these children. Oh my gosh, it's hard to read about, like, how terrible they are. But overall, I'm very, very much enjoying it. I really am liking the dynamic between the kids stuck in this institute, because like obviously they've all been through like very, very traumatic experiences, so they're all like basically trauma bonded. Some of like the friendships that are formed, like even though it's like a horror book and like the things that are happening in this book are like so incredibly disgusting and hard to read about, there's a little like lightness with like the deep bonds that form through like going through this hell together. The way, like, I feel like each kid that's in here is written really well. All have very distinct personalities, and it kind of shows like the different ways that like people respond to trauma. So it's been really interesting to like read about all the different kids, all the different personalities. Like, also kids are coming in and out all the time of this thing, so like we're constantly meeting new characters. Yeah, I'm just loving reading about Luke. He's just so smart, like so, like Luke had, like before he got taken to the Institute, he was such a genius. He was already at like a genius school, like a genius, like a school for like gifted children. This gifted children's school was like, I don't think we can teach him anything else. Like, I think he's like beyond our capabilities at this point. And they're like, he's like 12 years old and they're sending him to like MIT, or like they're trying to get him into MIT and like Harvard. It's just like crazy how insanely intelligent he is. But what's funny about it is that like usually when kids are like that incredibly smart, they're a little off, but like just like socially, like the IQ is really high but the EQ just isn't there. Like, it's not fair, you can't have both, but like he has both. Like, that's kind of what makes him like a weapon. And I think the people at this institute are incredibly underestimating what he could do, not just like ability, like telekinesis wise, but I think just like who he is, they're really underestimating him, and I'm very excited to see what he does. Oh my gosh, last thing I'll say about Luke being super smart, it was just really funny because like in the beginning he had to like go take like an SAT test, and like he's like 12 years old, and like this is a piece of cake for this kid, which was like, and there's this girl who's like 17, 16, which was like me, and like having like a breakdown, which was very me, at the SAT and ACT. And I think that if I was taking the SAT and I saw a little 12-year-old come in and like running circles around me, I would crash out. I would lose my mind, because I'd be like, what am I doing wrong in life, truly? I'm really, really liking this book. I think it's such an interesting concept. Very slightly similar to Stranger Things, which I like Stranger Things, so can't complain too much. But I do think it's really interesting. Really liking it so far, and I'm hoping to get I don't know, I'm not gonna finish tonight. I like have very high hopes, but I'm hoping to at least get like a few hundred more, a couple hundred more, maybe like 150 more pages. I'm not sure. I'm really trying to finish these 3 books by Tuesday, so we'll see if that happens. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Let me grab this book. Thank you. So then a little Starling House update. I'm enjoying it. I like it. Is it my favorite book I've read this month? No, unfortunately. But like, I am enjoying the audiobook. I'm really, really liking like the ambiance of this book. Like, whenever she's in the house, it's very like spooky, scary lore of monsters, which I find so interesting. And there's definitely something so off about this house, and like there's this lore around it with like the families that like I'm very excited to like get unscrambled. But it's not diving into the house as deep as I would like it to at this point in the book. Like, we're 150 pages in and like we're barely scratching the surface, and I guess I'm just a little bored, to be honest. I think the pacing could pick up just a little bit. So there's this guy who lives in the house, Arthur, and he's the one who gave Opal a job as a housekeeper, and they're definitely trying to push like kind of a romantic-y kind of thing between the two of them. I'm kind of buying it. I kind of like it, but then again I'm like kind of like about it. Like, I don't know. It definitely has some very like gothic, spooky vibes around the house, which like that's the part like I'm really enjoying about the book. Other than that, I I feel like I don't know all that much and I'm 150 pages in, you know? One thing I think is fascinating about this book, the house is kind of like described as being like kind of alive. Like it's kind of like its own entity. It's not just like haunted, it's like very much sentient and like it responds to things and in its own way, and I think that's really interesting. I've been really liking that kind of concept of like the house itself kind of being a character, and the house is definitely drawn to Opal, and I'm very intrigued to see why the house is drawn to Opal. And Arthur has some very conflicted feelings about that because like it's his house and he fears it, it seems, and I don't think he wants Opal to be caught up in all of that. But you know, I think in his own way he's trying to protect her, which I'm very much intrigued to see like what he's protecting her from. I just like want answers, and like I feel like the pacing could definitely be a little bit quicker, but that's okay. I still am really enjoying like these illustrations. I think they are such a nice touch. Another thing Arthur does that I think is interesting is he tattoos himself all the time. His arm is like full, is like a sleeve of tattoos, and there's definitely like a reason for it. Like what he's doing, I'm not sure what it is, and I'm very intrigued. Like just like I have a lot of questions about this book and I want them to be answered a little bit quicker. And again, you guys know me, I'm not like a need instant gratification in a book. Like I'm happy to ride the ride, and I'm happy to ride the ride right now. I just wish I was getting a little bit more like the gothic feel. Like when we're at the house, like I'm happy to go slow and take it all in and be like just like one with the house. But like when we go out of the house, I'm just like eh. One thing that's really funny though to me is, so my girl Opal, she is down in her luck. Like she's very much just scrambling to try and support her brother Jasper, and like she kind of does what she needs to do. It's so funny to me because she is just like kind of like a klepto. Like she is constantly taking things from this house, like not even being subtle about it anymore, like constantly just like taking little bits and bobs from this house. And Arthur, and like she thinks Arthur doesn't know, but he very clearly knows because she's not subtle. And it's so funny because he's like whatever, like he's unbothered by it, and I think it's so funny. Like he's so detached from this house, like he does not care, and I'm very intrigued to see why. He does not put value on anything in this house, and she's just like taking things left and right, and he's like whatever. I do like him though, like not that like with like I just want to see more of them together and like interacting. He is very sweet. Like she lives out of a motel, like she walks miles to work every day because she can't afford a car, and when he found out that she didn't have a car, he like gave her one. It's so, he's like very sweet, and like he can tell he cares about her and is trying to protect her from like not just the house but like from the things that she faces in the outside world outside of this house. So I really like him for that. I'm being like harsh on the romance. I think I just want more of it. Like I just want a little bit more. But so I do really like the audiobook. I think that I really like the narrator, and I'm enjoying learning about the lore, so I'm gonna continue to listen to this and do my knitting probably tonight and maybe get a little bit further. I have to clean my room. It's a disaster. You're only seeing from here up. The floor is a whole other story. I'm definitely gonna listen to a little bit more, knit, read more of the Institute. Tonight I would love to make some pumpkin bread. I have my class canceled, which I'm very excited about. I have to do an assignment, unfortunately. But after that, I'm going to read, pumpkin bread, knit. It's only 4:30, so like the night is very much still young. I think that's all I have for you for now. That was a long update. I had a lot to say about the Institute. I think for now, I'm just going to get my assignment done so I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm so sick of school. So I can go and just do my hobbies and get into it. have so many exciting updates to share with you guys. I'm so excited. So I think the biggest update is that I did finish The Institute last night. I flew through this book. I read it so fast. I loved it so much. This might be my Pet Sematary still might be my favorite. I think this might be tied with Pet Sematary, which is saying a lot because I really liked that book. But this was just so good. It was so fast paced. I felt like the action like never really stopped coming, which I appreciate. Definitely the fastest paced of the Stephen King books that I have read. The ending was just so crazy. Like I was just not expecting that. Everything tied up really well together though. This is the best Stephen King ending I've read, where I was like, oh, like I'm satisfied, you know? I'm so excited to watch the show. I think overall I would rate this book 4 stars, maybe 4.5. I really loved it. However, I can't forgive what he did to me at the end. If you read this book, you know why I'm so devastated. Because you know, you can't have a Stephen King book where like everything is all happy and stuff at the end. Like that's not how he rolls. He did something to a character that really just boom, right through the heart. Oh my god. Yeah, later we got into the book, we started to unravel a little bit further of what was really going on in the Institute and like explaining like what the really dark underbelly of the back half and like what these people were doing there, their like purpose of the Institute. Because like yeah, we know the Institute's bad, but like they don't really tell you why, like why it's even a thing and why they treat these kids like that and why they see no remorse in doing it. So in the second half we get a lot more explanation as to why the Institute is in place, and it's honestly just a really interesting concept. Is it right? Is it morally just? No, it's horrific the things these people do. Nonetheless, I can see why people would think that the cause of it is important. It's just so wrong on so many levels that it's like nothing justifies this, but it's like their justification. It's like interesting, you know? But overall, as a main character, I loved Luke. Luke was the smartest little cookie in the entire world. He was so smart. He was just always like 4 steps ahead in this book. And I was like, how are you thinking like this? Like this is actually like crazy that he's just so smart. Like if I was in this position, I'd just be like, especially at like 12 years old, I'd literally just be like sitting there like peeing my pants, like just being so upset, crying 24/7. But he was on it, he was locked in, and he was just so smart. And I thought he's one of my favorite main characters I've read in a while, honestly. I really loved the friendships that were formed in the Institute. It was definitely a light when it was such a dark concept of the book. Again, like Luke was the big like driver throughout the book of things that were happening in the Institute, but he couldn't have done it without like his friends, you know? I just really like the relationships that were formed in here, and all the other kids were so smart in their own ways and so resilient, and I thought they were all written very well, even the side characters. And Stephen King knows how to write a villain, because goddamn, these people sucked that ran this Institute. Like the rage that filled me throughout this book was crazy. But yeah, I just thought it was really great writing, and I'm very excited to watch the show now. So I would absolutely recommend this book, especially for if you're looking for like a spooky horror. You don't have to read this in fall. I don't think you do, but I do think if you're looking for horror to pick up, I'd suggest this one. Also with Stephen King, I get the heebie-jeebies very easily. This one was very like it was a very dark concept, but I wasn't like scared, you know? And I don't like to be terrified to like walk around my own apartment, but I do like to like feel unsettled, if that makes sense. Or I like spooky and I like dark. I don't like terrifying. So I really love this. Absolutely would recommend it if you're looking to pick up a new Stephen King. Yeah, very excited to start the show. So reading vlog off to a phenomenal start, honestly. And then I picked up a little bit of The Gilded Cage this morning. I got to page 120, and this book is so bad. Like these books are so quick, like especially now that like I'm into it. I'm loving this book, and it's continuing on like a few weeks after the ending of the first one, and it's just been so interesting to see Kiva after the fallout of the first one. And the realizations of the first one. Now I can't really talk too much about what she's doing, but girl is scheming, she's sleuthing in this book so far, and I'm scared for her. Like, it's making me very nervous because like she's being a little sneaky and I'm like, girl, you're playing with fire right now. Like, I'm so scared for you. I love her though. She is our nonchalant queen. Like, the love interest continues to just like be like over the top obsessed with her, and she's like, no, I can't. Anyway, so far I'm really enjoying this. It's super fast paced. I could probably read this in like a weekend. I just absolutely love this series, and I've heard that the ending of this one is just as crazy as the first one. So I'm very interested to see if I'm gonna get another like plot twist, because like that feeling of the plot twist that I got on The Prison Healer on like after my flight was just, I was on an airplane when I finished it, and I remember just like sitting there in my back row seat, fully in the back. It was late, it was like a late night flight, just sitting there like staring at the seat in front of me. Like, it's just such like a vivid visual of like when all the pieces fell together. And the lady next to me was watching White Chicks, so very surreal moment, had a lot of things going on at once. It's like such a vivid memory of that flight. I was like, and then the guy in front of me decided to recline, and like, I know that the thing is there, I know that it's there to recline, I know it's like a debate like either way, like I get it if people want to recline, but I was in the very back row and I can't recline that seat. If you guys don't know, I'm like 5'8", so like, and I'm mostly leg, so I'm pretty tall, not like crazy tall, but like I'm taller than the average girl. So my legs fully just there, I'm staring down at The Prison Healer. White Chicks is playing on huge on the iPad next to me. What was I talking about? Truly, what was I talking about? Right, the Gilded Cage. But anyway, nothing crazy has happened. Actually, that's a lie. Something crazy did happen. This book is so much more fast-paced than the first one so far, and I'm just really liking it. I'm hoping to get some good progress done with this weekend. I'm really excited. I'm about to go up north, and as I was saying, I'm going to my boyfriend's cabin. Not about to not have any service. It's gonna be a little cooler up there, which I'm excited for. It's been a really unseasonably warm fall, which I don't appreciate. And so anyway, I'm very excited. I feel like the vibes are gonna be so good. Like reading The Gilded Cage, listening to my audiobook. Speaking of my audiobook, I have been listening to Starling House on audio. I don't have really an update for it. I haven't really been that into it, I guess. Like, I like it. Like, I'm very like lukewarm towards the book, you know? I think it's good. We just got to like one little plot twist that like has kind of gotten me engaged, and I'm very excited to listen to that on my drive up, so that's what I'm gonna do on the drive. So I'm hoping to get a lot further in that this weekend, as well as The Gilded Cage. I actually think I might be able to finish both of those books by Tuesday, so we might have 3 books finished in this vlog after all, even though I was late to start filming it. These two books though, I'm loving. So very excited to continue on in The Gilded Cage. I probably won't have much time to read much more today, which is a little sad, but that's okay. Tomorrow, we're gonna be reading a lot, and I'm gonna get to listen to a lot of my Starling House on the way up. I want to be reading The Gilded Cage, but it's not available for audiobook right now. In other exciting news, I have made crazy progress on the Sophia this week. Like, something in me this week just like locked in, and I'm like, I want to finish this. Maybe it's because it's getting cooler and I want to wear it, but got my booty into action. But I officially finished the hood, which is I'm so excited. It's so pretty, and I can finally see it coming together. And I just learned like the last stitch that I need to do to decrease, so now I like won't really have to learn anything new except the mattress stitch at the end. But this is what we've got, and now we just gotta decrease to the bottom. This is so embarrassing for me, but I got to this part and I didn't really understand. So when you got to here, you get the stitches off your needle and you put them on a stitch marker, like for the I-cord. I was like, I don't know when this is gonna come back, and it was kind of stressing me out. I was like, I don't know what to do with this, but I wasn't expecting it to come back like this. So, and thank God I looked at the Petite Knit website, because it was like, put the resting stitches back on. And I'm like, resting stitches? Like, what does this mean? I was so confused, and I was gonna do it wrong. I was just gonna wing it. And I'm like, no, you don't, this is your first project. Like, you don't know better. Let's look at the video. So I'm so glad I did, because this is not what I would have done. So this is what we got. It looks like good, and I also didn't realize the mattress stitch meant that we'd be stitching these together. I thought it was literally just gonna be like this over my head, which is, I don't know why I thought that. Like, I've seen pictures of the Sophie hood and I remember getting a little nervous, being like, mine doesn't look like that. But then I'm like, trust the process, and I was like, okay. And I'm glad I did trust the process, because now this makes so much more sense that you sew this together. Then it makes a hood. Like, duh. I felt a little dumb. But we got the I-cord back on both sides, and now we are in business, just all the way down. And I'm just so excited, because I have been working on this for like a year. I feel like now I'm like finally getting like the hang of knitting a little bit, and I'm very excited. As you guys know, I bought that other yarn, so I'm very excited to continue on to another project and actually be able to wear this. So anyway, also, I've like fallen in love with knitting. I think it might just because it's new, but like I think I might like it better than crocheting, which I never thought I would say. But I just like the stuff you can make with knits better. Like, I like the look of knitwear versus a like crocheted sweater or something. Like, I'm still gonna crochet, like, fear not, I do love to crochet. I am really loving the knits. Anyway, so that's my little update for you guys. So I'm going up north this weekend, gonna hopefully get at least a little bit further in, and I definitely am gonna get a lot of knitting done this weekend, like while we watch like movies and stuff. So hopefully I can get that going. Yeah, that is what I got for you right now, and hopefully I will also have another update on starting out. I'm very excited, so let's just go up north. Hello, it is now the next week and I just wanted to close out this reading vlog. Unfortunately, I don't have really any updates on Starling House or The Gilded Cage. I did listen to a lot of Starling House on the drive. However, my thoughts have not strayed and I don't want to bore you with dragging it out again. And I'm just kind of feeling very meh about this book. I'm not very inspired to talk about it. I am gonna finish it, but I don't even know what page I'm on. I think I'm around 70% through, so I'm gonna finish it. It's gonna be like a 3-star read, where it's just like, yeah, I liked it. It was fine. Nothing that special, which is sad because I was really excited about this, but it's not the end of the world. And then same thing, Gilded Cage. I didn't read really any of it this weekend. And I was expecting to read a lot more than I did, but I was so excited because what I did spend my time doing was knitting. However, I got so much done, I probably got like this much done of this other side. Then I realized I was knitting for the wrong size and I was like, how did I make this mistake? I don't know, but I literally just had to frog it and go back to square one with the sides, which I'm kind of bummed about because I'm not very good at frogging yet, and this I-cord definitely got a little messed up, but I'm not gonna redo it and risk messing it up more, so we're just gonna let it lie and start over, which I guess is not the end of the world. It was like a day and a half of work, but you know, I was getting really excited, but that's okay. We can just start over. I had to frog a lot of this, so and at least this time it wasn't like a mistake where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. It was just like, I don't know how to count, apparently. So I wish I had a better update for you with that, but it's okay. I did do, though, my reading journal for October, which is something I really need to get done this week. Unfortunately, if you guys don't know, well, today was Monday, and by the time you're watching this, which will be tomorrow, it was yesterday, the whole internet broke down pretty much. So the printing tools I used wasn't working, so it wasn't sending my printer. So she's a little bare right now for the TBR, but that's okay. You guys know what the TBR is from the last video I did, so it's fine. But I do really love this spread, very Halloween-y. I pretty much just made Halloween throw up on it, which was the goal. Yeah, honestly, I'm not too upset that I didn't finish the 2 books. I had such a great fall weekend. It was so beautiful, as you can see up north, and it was so relaxing. And even though I had to frog what I did knit, I got a lot of knitting done, which was nice. I also finished The Institute this week, which was so good, so at least we had one really good read this week, so I'm very excited about that. I also watched The Institute this weekend, the show, and it's definitely not as good as the book, but it was still a good watch. My boyfriend liked it, so, and he's picky about TV shows, so, but he seemed to like it. And I will definitely be finishing The Gilded Cage and Starling House in the next couple days, and then I'll be starting our next reading vlog where I will see you guys soon. But that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had the best week of just enjoying the fall season. I've just been so relaxed. I haven't. I've been very stressed out with school, but it's been bringing me a lot of peace in my life. So very happy about the reads this week. But thank you guys so much for watching. I had such a fun time with this one. Let me know in the comments which videos you would like to see from me next. I'm always looking for video ideas and suggestions. If you like my videos and want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you guys have the most fabulous day, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. Bye!